What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream, man. This is going to be a short and sweet 30-minute live stream. Nothing too crazy. I will not be able to stream tonight. Actually doing a little Zoom chat with some of my oldest and dearest buddies. So that is where I will be tonight. I will not be streaming my normal stream time. But rest assured, probably tomorrow night I'll do a little hour stream Friday night. So I will see you guys then. But yeah, just a little short and sweet 30-minute afternoon hangout, low key. Let's unwind. Let's sip on a little bit of coffee. Welcome, guys. What's up, Vince? Good to see you, man. So, Took17 and Brendan, thank you guys so much for the first channel supports of the stream. I greatly appreciate that, man. Took says, heading outside to unwind from COVID watch and play catch with the boys. Have a good stream, good sir. Well, thank you so much for the well wishes there. That sounds absolutely perfect. I took my daughter to our little park this morning. I ran 5.5 miles this morning, and in between that is a park. So we now it's opened. It was chain locked. It was like closed, but it opened. It opened this week, and nobody went. So we basically had the park to ourselves for a good hour. And it's yeah, those times, man, those times. But I actually pulled out my baseball glove and my a bucket of balls the other day, too. And, I just handed a baseball to my daughter, and she would just throw it at me to my glove. And that's become one of her favorite things. So maybe she'll play some ball when she grows up, But anyway, I appreciate that. Enjoy that time, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy some outdoors activity. But I appreciate that, dude. And Brendan says, Rebels or Clone Wars? Brendan, Definitely Clone Wars. I'm just trying to think how to frame this because I haven't finished Rebels yet, Brendan. it's hard for me to kind of say that I do like Clone Wars a lot more. What I have seen of Rebels, I definitely prefer the Clone Wars. I've only seen the first season of Rebels, and I've heard it gets better from there. So, maybe me saying that I like the Clone Wars better than Rebels, even though I have not seen all of Rebels yet, is coming from a place of ignorance. But, from what I have seen, I prefer the Clone Wars. But, who knows? Who knows where my mind will be after I finish, Clone Wars. But we'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling nothing that Rebels does is going to trump the final arc of the Clone Wars, but we shall see. But I appreciate that, man. Will you play the Skywalker Saga Lego game? Felix, yes. That is absolutely in the deck of cards here. I will be playing that game when it comes out. I was really bummed. I think it was last stream. We talked about, Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Is that what it's called? We talked about that. And I was pretty bummed to find out that it was not going to be online co-op. I don't get it. I play on the PC, so maybe it will be on like a console or something like that. But I looked it up and it sucks, man. Like that's a game that you would want to play with friends, right? I mean, if it was online co-op, I could play with my nephew. That would be so cool, man. We haven't played a game together. Like that would just be perfect at his age, But yeah, it's a big bummer. But yes, I will be playing it. But anyway, let me take a quick sip of the old coffee here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Benjamin B, thank you so much for the channel support, man. Benjamin B says, if you could take... Wait, where'd it go? There we go. If you could take characters from any Star Wars story, movie, etc., and put them in any plot from other Star Wars stories, arcs, or eras, what would you most want to see? Ooh, this is kind of an on-the-spot. I'd have to think about this. So I can take any character that I want and place them in any era. And, no questions asked. And we just do whatever we... Okay, so I would plop... I would put Kylo Ren in the original trilogy alongside Vader. Like grandfather and grandson being a ridiculous team. I think that would be kind of interesting. Other than that, man, I think it'd be kind of fun to put, golly, I don't know. Knowing what we know about Darth Maul now, like with the Clone Wars and all that character context there with Darth Maul, I think it would be pretty damn fun to have, Darth Maul. Well, actually, with the timeline, I don't know. I was gonna say Darth Maul in the original trilogy. No questions asked, right? No questions asked. But yeah. Anyway, those are my two answers. But I appreciate that, Ben. What would you guys pick? That's kind of a tough question. I mean, obviously, maybe my answer would be Ahsoka in the prequels. Ahsoka as a character in the prequel films would be really interesting. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Game Builder Vince Wynn, the Grouchy Geek, and Try You. Thank you guys so much for the channel support this afternoon. Game Builder says a Jedi Fallen Order sequel has been confirmed. Yeah, I'm that's great to hear. I'm really curious what they're gonna do next. How they're gonna improve on. I love the combat system, but if they're gonna make it a kind of another straight up action adventure linear game, or if they're gonna kind of change it up a little bit, which I would love for them to change it up a little bit, make it a little more open world. But yeah, Game Builder, it came as no surprise, and it's been officially confirmed, right? Has it? Because what I read yesterday was a little wishy-washy. It was just about like an EA conference call or something like that, or earnings call. But maybe I missed something. But it doesn't come as a surprise, Game Builder. The game was a success, both commercially and critically. People seem to love it. So, you know, it makes complete sense that it would get a sequel. And I welcome it. And what would be really neat, Game Builder, is if, all right, like Cal Kestis, his story's done, right? Boom, we got a game, cool. What if the next Jedi game is about a completely different character and maybe a different time? You know, I think that would be a really fun way to kind of make that franchise, that series of games, right? Have them be about a different character, different characters, different scenarios, different stories every single time. Be fun. But anyway, I greatly appreciate that, man. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Excited for the right stuff to get the series treatment? ? I still have to watch the film. Movie recommendation: Annihilation 2000. Was that with Natalie Portman? I don't. Is that what I'm thinking of? Yeah, I never saw it. That's one that I meant to watch, and I've just never. Yeah, I've never seen it. I definitely want to. It looked pretty awesome, and I don't really know too much about it, but I'm on board.
Hey Greedo.
Oh, one sec.
Hope you are doing well this afternoon. What are you up to at the moment? I just thought I'd stop by while I am working on some of my animation work.
Bill, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. Give me one sec. But yeah, Vince, I'm like really, I am excited for it, Vince, right? And I'm gonna do my best to not compare. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to not compare the show to the movie. I've never read the book. It was originally a book. I've never read the book, so I'm sure people, you know, reading or watching the film when it came out were comparing it to the book. But The Right Stuff movie is one of my all-time favorite movies, and to me, it's just perfect. I love it. It's very long, but I love it, and I'm a little worried that the show isn't going to tackle some really interesting moments or whatnot, but who knows? I mean, the show will have a lot more time to explore various scenarios and storylines and characters, so maybe it'll be even better, you know. So I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited. Very curious how they're going to go about a lot of things, but yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. In the Grouchy Geek, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Really like your stream setup with the B-roll. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, it's, you know, I've always, I don't know if you're familiar with a lot of my other stream stuff. Here's another one that I do. This is what I call the Lightspeed Lounge. It's basically me sitting in my Subaru Crosstrek flying to the Andromeda Galaxy while listening to music and tapping my thumb in a starfield. Or, yeah, I love it. So that's one, and then even when I play, let's see, even when I play video games on here, you can see there's a little quote-unquote webcam broadcasting right there. So yeah, it's just a fun little goofy way to have something on screen that, because yeah, it's fun, you know, it's fun. But I appreciate you noticing, man. Thought goes into it for sure. If you know. I like it. And yeah, Grouchy Geek, like Lightspeed Lounge, this one is probably my favorite thing I've ever done on this damn channel. I just, visually, I love it. You know, I went outside, put my helmet on, took a picture on a timer with my DSLR, a video rather, and tapped my thumb a couple times, took that in, edited it heavily, you know, made it look like kind of nighttime dark with subtle blue tinted lights. Yeah, it's just one of my favorite things I've ever done. I love the visual of it. But anyway, man, I appreciate you noticing, and that means a lot. Thank you so much, Grouchy Geek. I do like my Subaru, Steven. I honestly think I've found my car brand. I've owned a Chevy. I've owned a Ford. My first car was a Ford Explorer. My second car was a Chevy Colorado. That I bought like right out of boot camp, and as all booties do. But yeah, I like my Crosstrek. It's a 2016. Yeah, is it 2016 or 2017? I think it's a 2016. How do I not know that? Weird. But no, I like it a lot, man. Comes in handy. We drive it on the beach. Use it to pull throw our kayaks on top. It's a good little car. And Tryu, thank you so much for the channel support as well this afternoon. Tryu says, "Hey Greedo, hope you're doing great." Where did that? I'm almost finished Rebel Season 1 and I'm having a great time. Good to hear, man. Yeah, so, as you know, I've only seen the first season. I barely remember it. Like, I barely remembered it. I know I watched it. I made a series of videos about every single episode of the first season. And I barely remember it. I barely. Which isn't necessarily like anything negative towards the show. It's more, hey, this idiot has a really bad memory. which is very true. But yeah, doing well, man. Just yeah. Same old. Got some friends coming in town this weekend. The best man in my wedding coming in town this weekend. Super excited. Him and his wife are gonna see our house for the first time, our new house for the first time, and pretty excited, man. He's my fellow beer drinker, and it's probably gonna be a late night, but we shall see. But anyway, man, good to hear. I'm looking forward to getting back into it. We shall see. But thank you so much, Tryu. Watch Rebels. Yeah, I eventually will. Eventually get back into it. Casually wonder if you had any recommendations. Max, I recommend Bloodline. It's my favorite Star Wars book. Yeah, Bloodline is great. It's about Leia, kind of the build-up of the New Republic and the birth of the First Order, and kind of it's kind of like a political drama, a little political thriller set in the Star Wars universe, and I really like it. I really like it. That's my recommendation, man. And Ahsoka is a really good one too. If you're looking for, like, I don't know, man. If you're gonna read a Star Wars book, I just recommend Bloodline. Read it. And Jamie Lee Claus, thank you so much for the channel support. Hope you're all right. Haven't been around for a while since I've started attending college. Nice, congratulations. What confirmed Star Wars thing are you looking forward to? What confirmed Star Wars thing am I looking forward to? What's next on the horizon? The Mandalorian, right? Season 2. Usually my excitement is, what the hell is on my window? What the fuck is that? I've never noticed that. It looks like a huge smudge on my window, like of paint, when they painted our house. Weird. Never noticed that. It blends in with the sky. So yeah, I usually tend to get the most excited about what's like right next on the horizon. So the Mandalorian is the thing that I'm looking forward to the most, just because it's proximity, right? Closest thing. Other than that, I am really looking forward to whatever series of films will be coming out next, because it is a complete unknown, right? I hope they don't become formulaic. I hope they kind of branch out and get a little experimental and take some chances. And for that complete sense of what the hell are these movies going to be like, that's what I think I'm most excited for, right? Well, we got one coming out in 2022. Is that a thing, or am I making that up? So yeah, whatever is coming out on the horizon with that, just the unknown factor of it is enough to really get me excited. But yeah. But good to see you, Jamie Lee Claus. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, who knows? There's so many damn rumors, man. I mean, like, that's the thing. So many people claim to know what something is going to be that you have 15 rumors swirling around about what a next movie is going to be, right? And most of the time, none of them come true. So everybody's like swimming in this pool full of rumors, just soaking in all this rumors, making all this goddamn ad revenue. Watch my video. I have an inside source. It's going to be set 50,000 years before the events of The Phantom Menace. I heard it first. Next film is scheduled to come out 2020, or 2022. Nice. So 2 years from now, I'm assuming that this is not going to kind of put a big stink on the production. I'm sure it hasn't really technically. Shooting definitely hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway. And Bill Moiner, thank you so much as well. Hey, Greedo, hope you're doing well this afternoon. What are you up to this moment? I just thought I'd stop by while I'm working on some of my animation work. Well, very cool. What are you, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat, Bill, but are you animating like 2D animation or 3D animation? If you're animating 2D animation, I'm really curious what program you're using, because I've been wanting to mess around with that. But at this very, very moment, I'm sipping on some coffee and doing a live stream. After this live stream, I'm gonna oh, I thought my daughter was waking up. She's completely out. She was super tired. After this live stream, I'm actually gonna go try to clean out the garage a little more. We're still trying to get rid of a little bit of like furniture. Maybe trying to sell it. I don't know. I just kind of want to put it on the curb because I'm sick of dealing with it. And I'm going to try to hang our bikes on the wall. I ordered some hooks, and I'm going to start like clearing that garage out, making it look good. So that's what I'm going to be doing after this stream. This morning I did I did 5.5 miles and run, and then at 4:30 I woke up and did some dumbbells, and that's been my life for the past couple months. That's basically been my daily routine. And I've gotten it. It's dude, I love when I get into a routine. It feels like second nature. At the first 2 weeks or so of trying to get into like a regimen like that, you feel so like, I don't want to do it. But once it becomes, after a couple weeks, it becomes just second nature. And if you don't do it, like I didn't do anything on Sunday, you almost kind of feel antsy. You want to do something, right? But yeah. 3D animation and a little bit of 2D animation. Oh, nice, Bill. Yeah, so, okay. I have a very, very, like, limited knowledge of 3D animation. Back in 2005, I went to a little college in Orlando for animation. And a lot of you guys have heard this. I should not have gone. Took out student loans. I was an 18-year-old idiot. Did not have the maturity to stick it out. But I used Maya, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. But anyway. I appreciate that, man. And Douglas Armstrong, excited for the Star Wars Space Combat game coming. I did hear a rumor about that, and I do... what has been released? Let's see. What has been released? Because I don't know what I can say. Let's see. What has been released? I actually don't know if it's coming out. Star Wars... How'd you put it? Space combat game. Star Wars Flight Simulator, maybe. The best. Reportedly not in development. No plan to make. Let's see. Project. There we go. Developing sort of Project Maverick. Okay. 1 day ago. Yep. Okay. So. Interesting. I didn't realize. Without, I don't know how to go about saying this, Douglas. Very, very. I'm reading something right here about it. There's a name for it. This obviously is a leak. And I don't have any like deep information. I don't want to say anything more, but Douglas, I am too. Okay? I am too. Because for me, Douglas, and the idea of a modern Star Wars flight simulator, especially utilizing like virtual reality and whatnot would be mind-blowing. Just, I can't even... I mean, I would get sucked into that game world so deep, right? Just a immersive virtual reality flight simulator Star Wars game would be incredible. So, yeah. But then again, I'm not going to get a virtual reality headset for a very long time. They're so damn expensive. I'm just going to wait for those prices to just dive, like all technology does, right? Eventually, all technology it's super expensive at the beginning, and then it comes down in price for the average consumer. The average gamer will be able to get their hands on it for a relatively cheap price. But I cannot justify buying a headset for... I haven't looked at the prices in a while, but like $600 or $700. I could beef up my computer massively for that amount of money. I mean, yeah, virtual reality games, I think, are the future, but I'm willing to wait like 10 years until I heavily invest in it, you know. But anyway, Doug, I appreciate that, man. Let's keep an eye on it for sure. And yeah. And Benjamin B, do you have Benjamin B, thank you so much for the channel support. Where did that go? Do you have rough date estimates for what topics or games you'll be exploring on the channel and when? Not really, Benjamin. I wish I was more organized like that. I'm very organized in my regular life. When it comes to even like freelance gigs, I'm organized because I have to be, right? When it comes to freelance projects and communication with clients and whatnot. HelloGreedo is a project of passion that, you know, when my daughter goes down for a nap, I make a cup of coffee and I'm like, you know what? I got like 30 minutes to kill. Why not fucking do a stream? That is that's the vibe of HelloGreedo, and that's kind of how I've always kind of gone about this channel. You know, making videos when I feel like it. I don't feel like I need to pump out a ton of videos to meet some kind of quota, or I never felt like I need to put out a video a day like some other channels do. I would feel like I was just kind of being spread too thin, and maybe it was taking the fun away from this. Because this thing is primarily a project of passion, and it's just fun. It's fun. And I think like being heavily...
I think a Star Wars VR game in the same vein as Half-Life Alyx would be
awesome. I forgot that exists.
What do you think? Also, the program for 2D animation I use is called Rough Animator.
Ah, okay. Bill, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. Yeah, it's like, Ben, I've always kind of had organized chaos as the mentality for this channel, right? Don't really schedule anything. Don't really say when I'm going to be putting something out for a couple reasons. Because I like the free flow that I have and the ability to do things when I want to on this channel. And B, I have to cancel things so often because of family and whatnot that I don't like to tell people that I'm going to do something on a specific day. Because a lot of the times I have to either push it back or move the time. You know how it goes. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Ryan, thank you. Let me see. I got on my list here. I apologize. I'm long-winded. You guys know that. Ryan, Tidy Wire, the Texas Man, Vince Wynn, Stephen Homilak, Bill, and Admiral Akbar. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate the patience. Ryan says, "Hey Greedo, you're actually able to play online co-op and Lego games with Steam's remote play together feature. It works pretty well too." What, Ryan? I had no idea. That Steam had its own internal thing like that. Interesting. I've used programs. I don't really remember the name of them, but I've used programs before to like create a virtual LAN party. You know what I mean? Between friends, as if we were all on the same network. But I did not know that Steam had an internal program or whatever you want to call it to do that. All right, so when the Skywalker Saga Lego game comes out, let's remote play with Lego Star Wars is great. How is this the first time I've heard of this? That's crazy. All right, so I really appreciate that, Ryan. I'm gonna look into that when the Skywalker Saga Lego game comes out. Yeah, maybe I can set that up with some like Discord folks, and we can play that together. Because Lord knows I need some help with those games, because I suck at them. I suck so bad. But Ryan, thank you so much, man. I'm gonna type in Steam Remote Play into Google and just keep it up and figure out. Check it out later. But I appreciate that, man. Tidy Wire, thank you so much as well. Recently got into old Kenner figure collecting. I miss when these iconic characters had names George Lucas came up with on the fly, like Prune Face. Yeah, absolutely. Interested. That's eBay. I'm typing eBay. It's kind of a thing that I do every once in a while. Tidy. Let's see. Star Wars Kenner. Yeah. I go on eBay a lot and just type in, Star Wars 1977, blah, 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 whatever, 1983 action figure or specific things just out of curiosity. And there is something about those figures. Now, growing up, I did have a couple of them, just kind of like hand-me-downs, but I was born in 86, so my Star Wars figures were kind of from the early 90s, mid 90s. Power of the Force was I think that came out in like the mid 90s. Force figures. I remember playing with Power of the Force 96, so I was 10 years old. I remember Power of the Force, I guess, came out in 1995. 1995, 96. Okay, yeah. So Power of the Force was kind of my generation of Star Wars action figures. And they were all like super beefy and hulky. Like, if you've never seen a Power of the Force action figure, Google Luke Skywalker, Luke Skywalker Power of the Force. You'll see Luke Dagobah, Luke Tatooine, Luke X-Wing, and he just looks like he is in the gym for 2 hours a day, just ripped. And all these action figures are like that. It's kind of hilarious, and I still have them all. But that's fun, man. That's fun. A part of me wishes I had that collector's gene, and then a part of me is so grateful that I don't. But it is fun to kind of snoop around and I don't know. Surprisingly, man, a lot of those figures are pretty reasonably cheap. Out of the box, of course, right? Which I've never been one to care about a box or even the condition of a figure. Like if something's faded, whatever, it still looks cool, right? I have a Gonk droid that's right on my shelf in front of me. It's a little faded, but it's awesome. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. Enjoy it. In the Texas man, thank you so much as well. What do you think we will get as movies and shows wise for Star Wars future? Oh, Star Wars future. So, what do I think we'll get? Or what do I want to get? Oh, man. So, what do I think we'll get? I with like Kenobi and stuff like that, sure, I'm excited. But is it my first choice? No, I want new stories, new characters, whatever. You guys know me. What do I think we'll get? I kind of have a feeling that we'll get a lot more of that, like a lot more of the familiar. I don't know if the next series of Star Wars films are going to be the ones that kind of really branch out and go into unexplored territory, right? Because all the modern films, deal with either characters or scenarios that we're already familiar with, right? The sequel trilogy, characters from the OT, while they weren't front and center most of the time, they still were there. Solo, obviously, Han Solo, and Rogue One, Death Star. Got Vader at the end, And I really want the next series of films or even standalone films to really focus on things that are so unexplored in Star Wars that have no relation to anything that we're already familiar with. That for me is where the bread and butter of future Star Wars storytelling is, you know. I get why people constantly want more of the same, but the idea of like a Boba Fett movie, I don't care. Why? We've had Boba Fett material. Why? The idea of, like, I've heard people want a Darth Vader movie. Dude, Darth Vader has been in so much stuff. Why? Come on, let's push the boundaries. Let's make some new stuff. Like, I get you want an Old Republic movie. I get it. Cool. But, you know, while it might be Legends, that territory has been explored quite a bit, right? Why do you want a movie about characters that you're already familiar with when that story has been told through so much material, you know? But that's just me. But yeah. Anyway, crossing my fingers for new and inventive, out of the box Star Wars, Texas man. But that's just me. Anyway, appreciate that, man. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much as well. So Vince has some recommendations here for us. Vince says, movie, Game Night 2018. That's a comedy, right? Let me see. Game Night. Game Night. Here we go. Oh, is it a comedy? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. I'm actually kind of surprised, Vince. Most of the time, comedies don't have a good, like, Rotten Tomatoes score. And what's interesting here is normally the audience score is way higher for comedies than the tomato meter, than the critic score. But Game Night is the opposite of that. Game Night has a higher critic score than an audience score, which is very rare, I feel like, for comedies. So, yeah, maybe I'll save that one. Give that a watch. Good chuckle. And you recommended the show Barry. I recommend it too. We watched it. There's only one season out, right? I think. We're all caught up, but I think there's only one, right? I could be wrong. But maybe we watched 2 seasons. I don't remember. But Barry was such like a surprise, great show to me. Oh, one sec.
A Star Wars film or series or any piece of media that explores the origins of the Force, like how Force-sensitive people came into being.
Bill, you're echoing something that I have been saying for a very long time. Give me one sec. I'll go deeper into that. But I appreciate that, man. So yeah, Barry is a really, really great, really great show. It's hilarious in a very, very sick and twisted and dark way. It's on HBO, as Vince's message there says, as Bill Hader in it. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough, man. It's hilarious. It's gut-wrenching at times, and it is a weird one. I would definitely check it out. I appreciate that, man. And game Observer, and I'm out. Have a good one, everybody. I've never heard of Observer, I don't think. Observer game. Okay, on Steam. Got Steam pulled up right here. This looks like a weird, creepy mystery game. Is that what it is? Let me see. Observer. Has anybody else heard of this? I spelled it wrong. There we go. Observer. Yeah, I'm old enough to look at this page. You should know that, Steam. I have been a member of you for like 70 years. You know my birthday, Steam. I am old enough to look at this store page, damn it. Observer. All right, this looks interesting, man. I appreciate that. Is this available on the Xbox too? This kind of looks like a game that I would like to play on my couch. All right. Man. All right, I'll play this. A cyberpunk horror game from Bloober Team, the creators of Layers of Fear. Oh, dude, I played Layers of Fear. That was a fun game. That was creepy. I used to play that at like 4 in the morning. I would wake up just to have some time to play some games because my daughter, you know, would just be screaming in the middle of the night. She had colic. She would scream for hours at a time, and occasionally I would be up at like 4 in the morning. Oh my God, let's just play some games. And I would play some Layers of Fear and get some chills. It was fun. But anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. And Steven Homelak, good to see you, man. Steven says, have you seen Friedkin's Sorcerer? Great, I don't... Friedkin's Sorcerer, great movie. I'd see a Star Wars retelling of that story. A group of unacquainted outlaws offered immunity if they complete a deadly mission is such a good premise. There's a word for that. I'm trying to think. I've never heard of it. Let me look that up. Is it an older one? Sorcerer. Okay. Oh, weird. Okay. It has Roy Scheider in it. I've never heard of it. In the small South American town, 4 men on the run from the law are offered $10,000 in legal citizenship if they will transport a shipment of dangerously unstable nitroglycerin to an oil well 200 miles away. Huh. Okay. I've never heard of this. Yeah, that sounds like a fun Star Wars story to tell. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate the recommendation there, man. It's I feel like every stream there is there's a movie recommendation that has a lot of familiar faces in it that I've never heard of ever. I feel like, and a lot of the times I'm like, how have I never heard of this movie? But, no, that sounds pretty interesting. Which abstainingly motors along on its unpredictable speed, features ambitious sequences of insane white-knuckle tension. All right, I got the trailer pulled up, and I will watch it after this stream. But I appreciate the hell out of that recommendation, Mr. Steven. And Bill, thank you so much as well, man. I think a Star Wars VR game in the same vein as Half-Life Alyx would be awesome. What do you think? Also, the program for 2D animation I use is called Rough Animator. Okay, Rough Animator. Yeah, I want to make some 2D animated. I have an idea for an actual like stream overlay that is 2D animated of me sitting at a diner with my helmet on, and then servers and customers walk by wearing Greedo masks, but it's all animated, and it would just be like a 10-minute loop of me sitting in a Star Wars themed diner. Does that make sense? Yeah. That's kind of my idea. But no, Bill, I love the idea. I'm kind of like, when Alyx first came out, I was a little anxious to play it. I don't have a VR headset. I don't plan on getting one for a while until the prices come down and there's more. I don't know. I don't really have much time for video games nowadays anyway. So I feel like I would buy it and it would just go to waste. It would turn into like, I don't know, a $700 thing in my drawer. But yeah, I love the idea. I watched actually a couple reviews of Alyx. It sounds, IGN, the guy reviewing it on IGN said it was the best kind of shooter experience he's ever played in VR. And being a that Half-Life 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. It's in my like top 3 all-time favorite games. I'm pretty anxious to play it. But I firmly believe that VR is going to be the future of games. A future of a lot of things. Complete immersion. It's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be indistinguishable from reality in the future for sure. And, there's hurdles to get over, right? Obviously, when you're playing Alyx, you're not moving your feet. You're not walking around. That's going to be something they're going to have to figure out. But in terms of like flight simulators or things like that, VR will be. I think that's kind of like where it will really, really shine in the near term. But maybe in 10 years I'll get one if it comes down to the price of like, I don't even know, like a controller, which maybe it never will, but we shall see. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Admiral Akbar says, I bought your book. Well, thank you so much for supporting the channel on multiple fronts there. Fleet member, super chatter, book buyer, Admiral Akbar. Thank you so much, man. For that, I'm gonna, let me see, Amazon, HelloGreedo. I'm going to throw up a link to this, this little thing that I wrote. It's about fatherhood. It's about the Navy. It's about movies. It's about Star Wars. It's about YouTube. It's about growing up. But I hope you enjoy it, Admiral. I appreciate that, man. And Alex, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Hey, Greedo, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Cookie dough? I think cookie dough is my favorite. I think. Yeah. Cookie dough. I was going to say cookies and cream, but that's... yeah, cookie dough. You got yeah. That soft chew of cookie dough ice cream, that's the way to go, Alex. But I appreciate that, man. Yeah, cookie dough. I was trying to think. Cookie dough all day. I appreciate that, man. And Bill coming in with the final super chat and channel support. What do you think of a Star Wars film or series or any piece of media that explores the origins of the Force, like how Force-sensitive people came into being? Yeah, that's something that I've kind of been talking about for a long time. I would love for... You're kind of echoing something that I've said for a while. I would love for a Star Wars trilogy to explore kind of the origins of the Force. You would have factions splintering off. Maybe certain people would want to, you know, harbor or hold on to this information, the knowledge of the Force for their own personal gain. Or maybe they would want to hide it, fearing that it would get into the wrong hands. Or maybe certain people would want to democratize it and spread it across the galaxy, believing that everybody has a right to this. There would be, you know, factions splintering off, and it would be an interesting way to kind of look at the origins of the Force. But yeah, I've always kind of thought of the Force as almost like gravity. It's always been there. It just took somebody or something or some, you know, organization to discover it. So yeah, a story about the origins, the discovery of the Force would be really interesting. I would want them to get a little trippy with it and get outside the box, right? But no, I dig the idea. I have no idea when it would take place, what they would do, who would be in it. But I think it would be an interesting story to tell, and at the same time, it kind of falls into the camp of me not wanting to, you know, I always want to leave some mystery. And would that be just a big mystery killer? You know, like, do we really need to know where it came from? I don't know. I kind of... I'm torn. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. I'm on board. And Rogue Shadow, thank you so much for the channel support. Coming in with the final channel support of the stream. Rogue says, have you read Dark Disciple? If not, I recommend it. So, I've never read it. It has been recommended to me. And a few streams ago, it might have been like a month ago or so. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I did. Maybe like a month ago, somebody recommended it to me, and I didn't know what the book was about. I had heard of it, and I didn't know that it was about Ventress. I had no idea. And until then, I didn't really care to read it, and then I found out that it was about Ventress, and that's what intrigued me, you know. So, I'm currently reading Alphabet Squadron very slowly. I might actually just get the audiobook so I can listen to it on my runs. That might be the way that I kind of dissect books from now on. But eventually I'll read it, or I'll listen to it. There you go. But I appreciate that, Rogue. My plan was actually, after Alphabet Squadron, was to read Lost Stars. I've never read that one, so Quinlan Voss is pure gold in it. Nice. All right. Yeah, I'll eventually check it out for sure, but it might be audio book form. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. All right, guys. it's time for me to jet. I'm going to go try to clean out the garage a little bit. Still have some bullshit in there from the move. Not too much, just a little clutter. Going to try to hang our bikes, and got some hooks in the mail yesterday. Get that stuff up. But anyway, I greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll I probably won't put out another video this week. You guys know me. I make videos when I want to make videos. I don't put out things every single day. That's how you keep your sanity. That's how you don't fall into the deep end of like swimming through bullshit Twitter and, and getting in arguments with people all day. As so many YouTubers do. Live your life. Live your life. Goons. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hanging out, shooting the shit. To everybody who supported the channel this afternoon, thank you so much. To everybody who hung out in the chat or just listened to my dumb voice, thank you so much for hanging out as well. So, I will be doing a stream tomorrow night, probably in the evening, probably not during the afternoon. We'll see. We'll see. Got some stuff going on in the afternoon tomorrow, but yeah. Anyway. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, wherever you are on planet Earth, have a fantastic afternoon, morning, or evening. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Let's end this stream with an upbeat, fun, pop, 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 pop song. All right, later, guys. Have a good one. See ya.